there have been some developments. Tyler Catastrophe has been lying. About what, you may ask? Which part, you may ask? Why he was gonna move to England. Remember how he was saying, like, oh, it's for work? It was because this musician wanted, I think it was some artist, musician, who wanted to work with him. I have a video we're going to go over that kind of explains Tyler's side of things, and then I'm gonna show you some screenshots. These are from Stewart himself, and stuff like that. I was shocked, but honestly not that shocked to learn that he had lied about all of this because, like, but anyway, I need to play this video because I once we get past the video and we get into what actually happened, you will be shocked. I know I keep making videos on Tyler Catastrophe, but genuinely, like, this is so interesting to me. I literally have to go over it. I have to. This is gonna be another short video. I'm sorry. I actually, let me check this beforehand so that I can, be, what? Live reaction, mind you? I have 265 subscribers. Last time I checked, like, a few days ago, I wasn't even at 200. What the flip? Oh my god, it's 4 minutes long. I didn't even realize that. The video is 4 minutes long. We may not watch the whole thing because I think he says stuff at the beginning of it. Like, that was the main part I wanted to show. Let's, let's, let's.
A couple years ago, I flew halfway around the world to meet an artist named Stuart Semple. With the help of his scheduling director at the time, I got to spend some time in the Culture Hustle studio.
30
I
minutes, by
made
the way.
amazing friends, I helped work on some things, and it was the most inspired I had ever been in my life. I definitely did not want to leave, ever. Before this visit, during this visit, after this visit, me and Stuart had messaged back and forth quite a few times. I thought he was great. But then, of course, I got back to the States, realized I really didn't want to be there anymore, and I wanted to go back to England. So I took a chance, which is what got me to the studio in the first place, and I asked Stuart outright, hey, I need to be out of my current living place by this time. If I can get the funding together, if I can make the move happen, would you hire me? And when he said that we could probably make that happen, I was ecstatic. I was over the moon. And looking back, that really was just a positive maybe, but it really felt like a yes in the moment. And I knew that if there was even a chance it could happen, I would have to act immediately. I started crowdfunding, I started doing garage sales, I started pushing my art businesses very hard. And my friends over at Culture Hustle were also super excited for me. They were and still are super supportive, and I love them very much. At one point in all this, I even had a conversation with the artist liaison over at Meow Wolf Grapevine, and I passed along Stuart's contact information because I knew Stuart would love to work with Meow Wolf. But as we got closer to the time that I had given Stuart that I needed to move, all communication stopped. Even with people in the studio telling him he needed to talk to me, nothing. And then eventually, the trying to communicate with a brick wall drove me so humiliatingly insane that I ended up having to get his assistant's email in the hopes that they would just give me an answer. And it was one of the most humiliating moments of my life. I felt like I was in disgrace, and it sucked. And then I didn't talk about it at all. My once very promising career took a huge nosedive, and I wound up basically homeless and had to beg my mom to let me move in with her for a couple months. I sold a bunch of stuff that I still have not been able to afford to replace. And today I realized that I have not painted a single damn thing for myself in a year. And obviously, a lot of the responsibility for those things falls to me because I treated a maybe like a yes, and I got too excited, but I really fucking wanted it. And every single negative impact this situation has had on my life could have been avoided or minimized if he had just talked to me.
He doesn't owe
I'm a
you
grown man.
anything.
I can handle being told no. I am a very
Can you?
reasonable person, even when other
Are
people
you?
think I shouldn't be. And even now, when I know how angry I am and how much better this situation could have been, and I know that he's screwed over other people who I am still friends with, I'm not saying any of this because I want to ruin his life. I'm not saying any of this because I don't think he deserves his job or his platform. I'm not saying any of this to turn the world against him. I'm saying it because I'm really fucking mad at myself that no one knows about it. I'm mad at myself for doing so much to protect his reputation when doing so did so much fucking damage to mine. And now that I'm here in the process of trying to move to England again, this time on my own to Brighton instead of Bournemouth, it's just really starting to hit me how fucking unfair all of it was. And I still haven't heard from him. He's had years to make amends. He's had years to say he's sorry. That's all it would have taken. I would have forgiven him. I would have been totally okay. I would have understood. I would have been fine. It was a stressful situation for everyone. And it all feels so fucking unfair to me specifically. And even though now I know that Stuart Semple is not Culture Hustle quite literally is Stuart Semple, and a lot of the work he slaps his name on isn't even him, I'm honestly kind of jealous about all the people that are still excited about the things he does. Because I will never look at him the same. And I thought he was my friend, and clearly that was not true. So. It's been years. This shouldn't be still affecting me.
True.
Anyway, here's some cool things I painted. Thanks for listening. Okay, love you, bye. This one's super glossy like an actual stained glass window, and I mixed every color myself. This one is sideways, but the eyes are glossy and the border is made out of beads that I painted over. That's fun. This one, every single color is mixed with gold and it's really shiny in natural lighting. This one was fully free-handed, and every single
That was
individual
pretty
card
good.
took me 3 days each. And this one's based on a Fall Out Boy song. And I didn't use a single paintbrush, it's just glorified finger painting. But I filled all these little cracks individually with a little needlepoint thing. So, it's fun, I guess. It takes a lot to make me this upset. I think I deserve better. A couple years ago, I flew halfway.
First of all, me, dude. I like how he doesn't give any context either. Like, you can tell that it's just so clearly from his perspective, and it's like all he wants to remember, and all that, like, he thinks happened, but it's just not what happened. Honestly, I don't even know who Stuart Semple is. I don't know who that is. Actually, let me do a little extra research because honestly, it's not really relevant to this to know who he is. All you need to know is that he's an artist, right? Um, literally, when I search up Stuart Semple, one of the recommended searches was Stuart Semple Tyler catastrophe. that's that's how serious it is. Oh, oh, he's like an artist, not a musician. Okay. See, now I understand. So that's why, because I don't know, Tyler's into so many things, painting, music, like, which is fine, but like, I can't keep track. So, okay, Stuart Semple is a painter, an artist. Um, here are the pictures. I got this from somebody's TikTok, but they're all real. They're all. This is just like the best place I could get them all coherently in one thing. So I'll leave the watermark on there to give credit to that person who posted it. Um, the first picture. This feels like I'm going through like a case file or something. Picture one. Oh my god, Stuart Semple has spoken. Years ago, Tyler swung by. Nice bloke. Visiting the studio isn't a job offer. Just to clarify. It's just like, I can't believe this is real. This is on his Instagram. That's funny. That's just funny. He made me this. Priceless. I don't even know what to say about that. I feel like that's not that relevant. Like, okay, this one is a TikTok comment. Somebody said, I swear it was an unpaid internship at best. Stewart replied, it wasn't even that. He asked me for a job and I was trying to be nice and said if he ever made it back to England, we could talk about it. He spent less than half an hour with me. He was really lovely and I wish him well, but sadly there was never a job offer. Certainly nothing that should have made him sell all his belongings and plan to move halfway across the world. I hope he's okay. Literally, because certainly nothing that should have made him sell all his belongings and plan to move halfway across the world. Because why did he sell all of his belongings? If you if there was a possibility that this could have fallen through, whatever it was, why? I've said it before and I'll say it again. This guy just wants all of the perks with none of the work. He visits this guy's studio once and is like, "Can I get a job? Can I move to England? Let's move to England. Sell all my stuff. I'm not thinking about the future. I'm not thinking about if this falls through. I'm not thinking about how irresponsible this may be. I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna just do it." Sold all his things, and what? And it fell through. So, like, there's more. There's more. Somebody commented, "Can you confirm if he is actually friends with those who work in your studio like he claimed? He said he was close with both you and everyone who works there." Stewart replies, "Close is an overstatement. He sent a lot of messages to a lot of the crew, and I know everyone was lovely to him. I think one of the crew was in touch with him a bit more. He may have felt we were friends, but perhaps to us it was a little less than that." Oh, you're getting cooked right now. And they replied, "I figured, just wondered as he claimed he has been close to you personally and your crew for years before the job offer happened, which didn't seem to add up, obviously. Thank you for answering. I really appreciate it." Stewart says, "We were pretty hospitable when he passed through. He spent about half an hour with me, but I have no one to talk to about this." Which is funny because Tyler being like, "Nobody knows about this, blah, blah, blah." And Stewart being like, "I have no one to talk to about this." It just seems like there's two very different sides of the story. And I believe Stewart because what do you mean? Like, he showed up at your studio for 30 minutes and is like, "Let me have a job. Let me move across the country." Or across the world, actually. Not even in the country. There's more. It's a Reddit comment. Stuart Semple posted, or commented, "Just to say, he was a nice guy. He visited my studio while traveling in England and obviously became infatuated with the UK. He spent about half an hour with me, and a few weeks after he got home, he asked me for a job. I said that if he made it to England and sorted a visa, we could talk about it. That said, there was never a job offer, and I wasn't sure what he could contribute. We weren't advertising any jobs at that time. I get he loved our studio and wanted to be part of it. I never expected him to take that as a green light to sell all his stuff and go on a crowdfunding rampage. That said, I hope that if he wants to be in England, he makes it over and carries on making his art." That's the thing with me. Like, I just don't understand why he would sell everything. And, like, apparently, like, maybe he broke his lease or he got out of wherever he was living because he said in the TikTok that he had to go live with his mom for a few months. Like, he really got rid of everything. He thought this was concrete. He thought this was gonna happen, and I think he's just not thinking ahead. He has the brain of like a I don't want to be mean, but I'm gonna be a little mean. The brain of like an 8-year old being like, "Oh, we're going to Disney. Like, nothing else matters. We're going to Disney." He's like, "Oh, I maybe have the opportunity to go to England. I'm going to England." Like, no, no. I'm like, I can't believe that I understand this more than a grown man. I am literally like, I'm a freshman in college. Like, that's and even I understand. I would never do something like that. I would never, ever. I want to live abroad someday. I want to study abroad. Will I ever sell a bunch of shit, get out of my living situation because I think I may be going somewhere? No! Obviously, you're gonna wait until everything is concrete and in place, and you can start planning. Even not like concrete, like, but like, I feel like most people when they're moving, especially to another country, they get a living space in order, passport, visa, whatever you need, and then you go. I just don't understand. It baffles me. There's more. There's more. There's a whole subreddit on Tyler Catastrophe, by the way. Of course, because there's a subreddit on everything. This is under a post that says opinions on reporting his GoFundMe. And Stuart Semple commented, "I feel bad for the situation with Tyler, but I have to be clear that I never offered him a job. I said that if he managed to make it to the UK, we'd talk about it. Clearly, he was excited and he loved what we were doing and wanted to be a part of it and was in fact, I think he meant to say infatuated, not infatuated, with England. I hope he makes it over here if that's what he wants, and I don't think everyone should be giving him such a hard time. He was a nice guy, but it was a little bit too much, kind of intense for someone who hadn't actually had a firm job offer. I feel like that's what everybody's saying. This guy is just so full of himself. He has way too much confidence and thinks that, like everything's gonna work out and everything's gonna be fine and everybody loves him. He thinks that like his charm just captivates everybody. Like he probably pulled up to this guy's studio and when he was thinking about it, he was like, damn, I'm gonna get this job. I'm gonna be working with this guy. I'm on the level of this guy, which obviously I don't know, art is subjective, but like, 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 what? I don't know. I don't know. That's the last picture I have. I'm sure there's more, but that's all I have for right now because I think I only want this video to be like 10 minutes or a little bit more because like I don't want it to be very long. I don't want to spend a lot more time on Tyler Catastrophe. I know these are the videos that are like blowing me up. So you know what? Thank you, Tyler Catastrophe. I will say you make some good content, I'm not gonna lie. But like I don't want that to be the thing I'm known for. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just be the guy making fun of Tyler Catastrophe. That's not what I want to be doing. But I think he is playing the victim a little bit. Just a little bit. And in that video about Stuart, he was playing the victim. Like, he's like, this is very unfair to me. Specifically, brother, you were there for 30 minutes. We're there for 30 minutes.
Do you
I
know
have
you have
30
30
minutes.
minutes?
30
30,
minutes.
30, 30, yes.
So I ran. That's all I really wanted to say about this because, whoa, man. Whoa. Whoa. Um, I don't know. I am planning to make other videos, guys. I'm gonna be back on my grind, I promise. Maybe for a little bit. I still don't know how long I'm gonna do this, so bear with me. But I want to make another video because like it's fun. It's fun. It is fun. And I'm planning to make another video. You guys, let me know what you want to hear about because like low key, I have almost 300 subscribers now. Like guys, give me suggestions. Like I will take suggestions. I love talking. I will talk about anything. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. What am I doing? I don't know how to end this. Thank you guys for all the likes and the views and the comments and the subscribers. Like I really love seeing like what you guys have to say about me, like my videos and how I talk and what I'm talking about, and it's really cool to see. So thank you to everybody. Oh, my necklace. Damn, I'm really like the stereotypical lesbian right now. Thing
Only
is, I don't
problem with
really
this
say
is
like
that I don't say like mamas. I say it in Spanish,
so I'll be
so
like,
instead of saying like come here mamas,
hey,
I'll
mama.
be like come here mama.
Is that tough? I don't know. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.